but you are a wonderful amalgamation. Did you realize that? That you are an amazing combination. You are a combination of the best of all that's around you. But you want to make sure that the things that you're spending your time doing, that they're going to give you a return on your investment. So I want you to think about that. I want you to think about how are you spending your time, and I want to encourage you to not be afraid to positively experiment. There are a lot of times we are so afraid to try things that we never really get to see the possibilities that are out there, right? And we get to a point where then we feel that we're too old to experiment because we want to feel like an expert, right?
Today I was a part of the talk with Ty Douglas. It was very inspirational and very motivated. It taught me a lot of things of how to deal with yourself and to allow yourself to know that you do matter even though you do struggle.
In fact, scholars say that in order for you to be an expert at something, it takes about 10,000 hours, right? Like you have to be doing something for about 10,000 hours to actually be an expert. That's what they say, right? And so if you think about that, the early time that you're really gonna have in your life to get that much effort in or those many hours in is really now.
Today was really impactful on not only me, but all of the youth here involved at Camp Salsa. They were able to realize that they mean something.
Your journey, although it wasn't easy, and I'm not saying that the things that have happened to some of us was right, but I'm saying there's a reason that we survived, and I'm saying that your life is not a mistake. You know, anytime I get the opportunity to speak, I am intentional about sharing my story. I'm not a researcher alone. I like to do what I call me-search and to challenge people to look within, to look at their own journeys, the things that perhaps have even been painful, and to recognize that through the adversity is actually the platforms and the opportunities to build and to grow. The brokenness that you've been through may not be neat, might not be a neat package, but when you just trust, when you trust the process, the stuff will come together. Some of you, the reason why you're struggling with certain things is because it's generational. Everybody in your family, they like to have alcohol, they like to drink. That's just what the family does. So you're gonna have to resist that. When I learned that my grandmother had my mom at 19 and my mom had me at 19, you know I was a little bit nervous when I was 19, right? Like, okay. But I did identify that was a cycle I had to break. So write this down. What cycles do I need to break? I'm gonna close with this. This guy here. This is for all my basketball players. My folks who love basketball, some folks who are LeBron fans. First of all, he hasn't gotten in any trouble. He's trying to make good decisions. He's a family guy. But more than that, I know the tension and the reality of having to try to go back home and go full circle, man. He is a brand. He is an economy, right? But he also had the pressure of trying to break a curse in a city. They hadn't won a title in, 50-something years? But he took on the challenge, and I can't help but just admire that. And I know what it's like to come full circle. I know how difficult it be to come home. And so I want to challenge you, but I want to encourage you. Because in my own way, I've come home. Missouri is my state. My biological father, that I tell you about, guess where he's from? What's the chances, though, that I'll be taken away, if you will, born and raised in Bermuda, to see these other opportunities, to see these other spaces, but to not become disconnected, my people, to be able to come back in 2016 and say, you know what, hey, guess what? I'm home. I didn't ask to come to the University of Missouri. That's where I was led. But now I can be back in the state where my ancestors live, in the state where my ancestors blare, in the state where my ancestors rest in graves. I'm telling you, your story matters. I tell you, your story matters, and you get the chance to not just heal, but to transform. Your voice matters, folk. Your voice matters. Your story matters. The very neighborhoods that you're from in Columbia, Missouri, this could be a time where you get the opportunity to come back and change and shift. Till that time, keep pressing. Till that time, try to make good decisions, positively experiment each day. Till that time, please know, folks, please know, listen to me. You are not a mistake.